So this video is an introduction to a force called tension. So tension is a pulling force on an object exerted by a rope or a chain or something like a cable. So all of these objects would have tension because they're pulling an object. For example, if I were to take maybe a box and I were to attach a rope to the box, and this rope is going to be pulled at a 45-degree angle. No, let's not make it 45. Let's do something a little more interesting. Let's do a 30-degree angle. So I have a rope, I'm pulling it this way at a 30-degree angle. This rope would have tension on it. And because it's a force, and a force is a vector, this tension will have two components. It'll have an x component, a force in the x direction, and it'll have a y component of the force in the y direction. And so if, for example, I had a force of, let's say, 45 newtons of tension pulling on this rope, it would be pulling both in the x direction and the y direction, and we could find the x and y components of that tension. So for example, if we wanted to find the x component, or let's find the y component of the tension, say Fy is equal to, so we have 30 degrees, so we have a sine of 30 degrees is our angle, opposite over adjacent, or opposite over hypotenuse, so we would have 45 newtons here. We see that the y component of the tension force that we're dealing with is 39 newtons. If we wanted to find the x component of the tension force, do something similar. So 45 newtons is the tension force, and we want to find its x component. So 45 cosine 30 degrees equals 22.5 newtons. All right, that's all there is to finding the components of a tension vector.